Okay, so I got a treat for you guys in today's video. We're gonna do a sales call breakdown. This is an actual sales call. This is not just like, mock call. This is not like another, fake sales call breakdown. It's an actual sales call. So I shared this inside my community first. This is a Renaissance Closer, if you guys don't know. Essentially, I showed them exactly on how I close a 4K deal, and this is a live sales call, right? So this is a previous offer that I was in. It was a coaching offer. It was an Amazon offer. And I broke down exactly the questions that I asked, the reason why I asked them, the call flow, understanding why it works, and essentially knowing when to close and the mistakes I actually did as well during the sales call. Because a lot of people showed their sales call, but it's just all perfect, right? But actually there's a lot of mistakes that you do in your sales call. So I'm showing you guys a very transparent sales call here. It's with my guys inside the Renaissance Closer community. I do a lot of this sales call breakdown inside my community. But you know what? Since we're going to hit 1K in the sub in YouTube, you know what? I want to celebrate that with you guys. And if you haven't subbed yet and you've been watching my videos, do it now, because I know that you guys actually want more videos like this. So if you guys can actually, I would greatly appreciate you guys' support. If you guys subscribe, and I'll post more videos like this if you guys do. But again, this is a live sales call breakdown, 4K PIF close in just, I think it was 45 minutes or something like that. But if you guys want to see that, stick around, and I'll see you on the other side. Notice you said you wanted. Well, how's everything going on your end, man?
It's going well. I asked my work if I could work from home today, so thankfully they said yes, so I can attend this.
Nice.
And then the Amazon, I have a meeting with to get my account on Monday morning, so I'm looking forward to that as well.
Oh, nice. So you already have everything rolling then. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
What do you do? Yes. What do you do right now? What are you currently doing?
I'm a sales manager for a Fortune 500 company, and
Nice.
I work quite a bit of hours.
Okay, got you. So yeah, I noticed on your questionnaire it said you work like 10 and a half hours or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite some time there. It pays good, but you want to do some. I noticed you said you wanted to do something a little bit more. You could do on from your home and more freedom, where more flexible.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. By the way, did you get a chance to watch the webinar?
I did.
Awesome. So like typically, if a good offer typically has like a pre-call video setup or something that they consume before the call. So this one, that's why I always ask that, because if they don't consume that, the chances of you closing the deal gets drastically lower, because there's no rapport built out, especially if they've only seen the person for a couple of days. So to cut off that time, it's always good to have okay, just to confirm, okay, did you watch the video? Because if not, then it'd be better to just reschedule the call if they haven't, so you don't kill the lead by trying to force a close, right? Again, it's like one of those things where you don't want to force a close. If it's not there, don't force it. So there's one of those things I just had to confirm, okay, did he watch the videos before the call? What's your takeaways from it?
I wrote down quite a bit. It was surprisingly really broken. It was broken down very well, just from setting up the account. And I like how she showed her short falls when she was starting out herself, and how the reason why she was creating the 3-step process to do better was to help others.
Yeah.
So it's she's showing that yes, you could do it yourself, but we can show you how to do it and get on the right, the ball rolling the right direction instead of hitting all these speed bumps like she did.
Mm-hmm. No, 100% right. And what I could do is I'm curious, is it Brett, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How can we help you out? It seems like you got everything rolling right now, and I'm curious, in terms of what Toledo does, what are some of the things that we can help you out with?
Really, I'm interested in the mentorship program you guys have. I think maybe being part of something like that could something to follow, guide, kind of the hand holding she talks about. So
again, that question is always so good because it opens up the prospect. You get the intention why they're on the call, and then now you can go wherever this is, right? So because the intonation that I gave him is, oh, it seems like he got everything set up and running already. And in terms of what Celita has, how can we help you out? Because he already has a good amount of stuff set up. He already had this Amazon account setting up, all these things. But now he just said, oh, I just need some mentorship and guidance. Okay, now I know where to do it. And another pain point that I do is I do recon before the call. So what I would do is I would communicate with my seller and look at the communications or the messages they talked about. So I have some type of preparation before the call. So at this case, right, I saw that he was a sales manager and he was working a lot of hours in a Fortune 500 company. And so I was like, okay, he already has a pain point, and I can dive deep into that, or double down into it, or figure out like what are the next steps we could do for that.
To make sure things are going in the right direction. Like I got the account rolling, but I noticed she kept talking.
If you guys have any questions throughout the call of like, okay, why did he ask that, or why did he go that way, just let me know. And also, like, I'll let you guys know if there's any mistakes I do, because this is like last year as well. So
About school, the account. I was curious, how would I be able to get a part of that?
got you. So you want to get more of like a community and also like a mentorship with Salida. That's the main thing.
Yes.
Got you. Yeah, and so for us to be able to kind of just even see if it makes sense for you, is it cool if I ask you a few questions, then we can dive deeper on how like the mentorship goes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So why did you think? What did I do with that question that he gave me? You guys know why I did that instead of just answering his question? Yes, have any guess?
Wait, can you roll it back? What question did he throw at you?
Yeah. Okay. See if it makes sense for you. Is it cool if I ask you a few questions? Got you. Yeah.
Account rolling, but I noticed she kept talking about school, the account. I was curious, how would I be able to get a part of that?
Got you. So you want to get more of like a community and also like a mentorship with Salida. That's the main thing.
Yes.
Got you. Yeah, and so for us to be able to kind of just even see if it makes sense for you, is it cool if I ask you a few questions, then we can dive deeper on how like the mentorship goes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Probably to see like what his take is on it and use it to your like kind of as leverage, kind of get a little more of what he wants from out of the mentorship, and then you could use that and say you guys provide it in the mentorship, maybe.
okay, this is a solid guess. Pretty close though, pretty close.
Yeah.
That's good, that's good. What else?
Would that be like keeping the frame of the call?
Right, 100%. It's the same thing, right? So if I answer this question now at this very moment, right, and then he probably would have a couple more questions, and it would just be a Q&A situation now.
Oh, that's it.
Right. So the reason why I did that is to not only like make sure that I hold the frame, but at the same time he, understands like what's gonna go in before we move on to the next steps, right? And especially he's a sales manager, so like he knows the sales process. To be honest, at this point, man, like if I would go back, I wouldn't have ran my framework here. What I would have done is like I would have just had a casual conversation with him, a little bit more loose, because it's a sales manager, right? Like typically sales managers, they would know like sales process, but there would be case in point as well where someone's been working at sales for 7 years in a regular sales job, but they don't know our framework, because our framework is different from like car salesman framework, right? So we could still run it, because for this guy, like I'm listening back to this now, I don't think he has a clue on how like the high ticket closing framework works compared to like a regular corporate sales work, because their closing time or their closing window is a little bit longer. But yes, 100%. That's the reason why I did that, is so I could keep the frame. What's your goal, with the Amazon? What made you interested with it at the first place?
So I first saw someone like Salida like 6 months ago talking about FBA, and I thought it was interesting, but I never thought I was ready for it. And then my work started growing my job responsibilities, and now I'm like working 60 to 80 hours a week, and it's getting pretty stressful. And so I've been following Salida for a while, and her one post was like, just do it. And so, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I created.
So another thing is like, one of our biggest strengths as closers is the way you guys could listen to him, right? So what are some points here that he's mentioned that's like, okay, 5 minutes in, I know I can close him, or this is a lay down. Like, why do you guys think I think that way? Or what did he tell me to give me that impression?
That it was stressful.
That, he was in a lot of pain, correct? What
Yeah.
else?
Right off the bat, he was already, and he says he's like bringing more interested than you at a call or something like that.
Alex, I can't hear you, bro. You're kind of muffly.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So you like right off the bat, he was already interested in the program, and like throughout the call, like he just seems like way more interested. So that's why I said.
Yeah, no, 100%, right? He's already interested in the program, and at the same time as well, he's mentioned that, like he's been following Silita for a long time. Typically, guys or prospects who's been following a particular person for a long time, they've done their due diligence on doing their own research on it, right? So now my responsibility here is to not lose the deal or make something mess up where he's going to doubt the credibility of Silita, right? So the next steps now is challenging his belief on why he wants to get into high ticket closing space. I mean, the next ability is to the Amazon space, and then the next steps, right? So main thing is now I have to make sure again, like make sure to make him see like this is his escape on like the pain point he's getting, like working 60, 90 hours a week, right? And then how do I make him picture that Amazon is the best now? So that's like the next steps I need to take.
I set up an account and everything. I just had the final interview or whatever it is to get the account going Monday. But then I starred her as like one of my, like, always notifying me when she posts something, and she just kept talking about like she's also doing like other things as well. So and I just want to keep learning from her and just kind of have a community to be around.
Got you. So the main thing really here, it's the mentorship and the community. So kind of just surround yourself with people who's doing the same thing as well.
Yes.
Got you. And I mean, what's your you said
So the reason why I don't know if you guys see, like I always like rephrase it is because I'm all at this point last year I like taking notes while I'm in the sales call, so I know where I'm at on the call and what I'm gonna use on the pitch.
you've been researching about it for 6 months now. I'm curious, like what are you currently doing in terms of anything else? Like I'm just getting it started.
Really just
That's a really bad question in my opinion. Like I shouldn't have asked that already, because like, okay, what I would have asked at that point is so it seems like you've been opening and being proactive now at trying to open, getting started with Amazon, right? I mean, like, are you at this point? I would have gone through like let's say we do help you out like in getting started and give you the community. What else are you looking for to get help with? Or I could go into like have you tried joining a mentorship in the past, or have you been just doing this all by yourself, right? Because that question is kind of just like all over the place. Like I already knew the answer to that. There was no point in answering. He's gonna repeat himself here. Like he's gonna say like, oh, I've been opening my sales account, and I've my Amazon account, I've opened it, all that stuff.
I really don't know how to answer that. Like, 'cause I'd ideally like to quit my job and do this full time eventually. But just the whole research process, like everyone just kind of made it sound super easy. And then I don't know, I just really didn't trust any of like the other people like Salita's program, but I just like how all the free stuff she was offering just for random people to discover. And just the genuineness of like even you and I or whoever I've been messaging on her Instagram. At first I thought it was a robot, but then started responding like a little bit better, and I was like, oh. I was like, oh, it's a real person. So
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't know, I just feel like I trust the process more with y'all.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So the one that you're talking with is one of our team members, Johan, and so like you mentioned you want to quit your job. You said it's pretty well. It pays well, but it's just like it's just starting to become more longer hours. What's the reason why you want to transition out of that? Like,
I compete in like powerlifting competitions, and I really enjoy the gym.
Okay.
I just got married.
Oh, congrats,
I
man.
Thank you. And it's just taking my time away from my family, my passions. And I just would rather take my life into my own hands when it comes to building just wealth. Because it's not about, for me, it's really not about like becoming like a billionaire or whatever. It's
Mhm.
more about the stability of controlling my own life.
Got you. And 100%, I definitely agree on that. Just the main thing is really just stability of being able to, support the family as well and just do what you're passionate about.
Yes.
Got you. And how long would you say have you been, currently working on replacing your current job?
Um, just recently, just like within the 6 months, or like probably like 4 months, because I heard about FBA selling 6 months ago, and then like everything just started getting a lot more tougher. And
He's been researching about a BA selling for 6 months.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, 100%. And I'm curious, like, so what's your goal with it? Like, let's talk numbers here for a little bit. In the next, let's say 3 to 6 months.
ideally where I'd like the Amazon selling to go.
Mhm.
Really as far as I can make it go.
Okay. Okay.
There's really no limit. I work with spreadsheets every day, and as well with my vendors, so I'm pretty aware of how to grow revenue streams. I'm just like more of a phone call and listing it to face-to-face customers, but nothing on the online spectrum. So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm kind of open-ended.
Got you. Yeah. No, it's all good, man. I mean, like, you said you want to get the mentorship, but you've been researching about it. What's specifically have you been facing right now that you were struggling with to get everything off the ground?
Just understanding how to get the wholesaler. Like I know there's like a license you need to get. How you go about doing wholesale. Just really finding products in general and knowing how to source them. I saw on our webinar that there's a silent thing that all the other sellers do, like just keep it the same price, which I was unaware. I thought you would want to beat the price, but I thought that was interesting. So I learned a lot from this webinar. But really, I think just actually trying to get it off the ground is just the whole fact of I didn't know how to start, and just starting was to literally just get the account.
Okay, I got you. So the main thing really is, the more intricacies and more the technicalities is what you're kind of like struggling with right now. All right. I mean, so let's say, you've been researching about this for 6 months, and I'm curious, Brett. So let's say we help you out on replacing your current job. It probably
Where am I at now at the call? Where am I at now at the call? Like, the sales call framework that we have, where am I at right now?
Would it be exiting the matrix, or would it be the goals, or
Yeah, 100%. Okay, I just want to make sure you guys know where we're at. Because again, like understanding where you're at the call is the most important thing, the most needle mover knowledge that you can have at the beginning when you're starting off as a closer is you need to know where you're at the call. If you don't know where you're at the call, then at that point you don't know where to lead the call at. Then you'd be lost. You don't have any compass. It's like a ship with no compass, and you're like, oh my god, where am I going? Where am I going next? Where's the land? So making sure you have that in the back of your mind. Okay, well, Elijah was here at the research phase here, figuring out the goal. Now the next steps is like, okay, he's trying to paint the picture now on where he wants to go and where this person is gonna go and what's next after this. It's going to be after I paint the picture of like where he wants to go, the outcome. Where do you think would I be next after?
Consequent phase.
Yeah, there you go. Consequent phase.
about how much would that need to be able to actually replace your current job and go full time on this?
So to live essentially paycheck to paycheck, I need to make $6,000 a month.
Okay.
To replace my current overall like salary, it'd be roughly like 12,000.
Got you. So roughly 12K is what we're looking at. If you are like, okay, I'm comfortable on just saying, okay, I don't need to go to this job anymore, and I could just go full time on Amazon, correct?
Yes.
Got you. And but I think I love that your 6,000 could be our the first goal in the next 3 months, and eventually depends as well on like how fast we're getting there, because it's Q4 right now, and you're probably aware of it as well, like Christmas coming in, Black Friday, and
This is why I say like e-com offers are the most easiest to sell, especially around this time. It's because it's Q4, you could leverage that so much, and they're like, it's like, oh my goodness, that's such a great idea. Like a lot of people are buying online. And if you would look at the influx of people trying to make a change and all that stuff, oh, there's 3 months left before the year ends. They haven't done anything. Right. And then now you could use it as advantage, that information to your advantage, and utilize it on your sales call.
Cyber Monday, just
Smart.
a lot of volume is happening in the e-commerce space around this time of the year.
Right.
I mean, Rhett, if we do get you there, right? Like once we get you there, what difference will that make for you?
It greatly improved my overall life balance compared to work. So the whole work-life circle. Right. I haven't signed up for anything. I compete every September. So I've already competed, but
Okay.
I'm just in the beginning stages of building strength again.
Got you. That makes sense. And I mean, how does it feel like, being able to actually, you said, having more of a work-life balance and eventually not having to wake up at 3 a.m. and actually being able to have more time on, focusing on your competitions and just spending time with the wife as well?
Yeah. Really just diving in and being able to do the passions I enjoy, and then work on the seller's account when I can.
What do you guys, what's the difference between that question and just asking, like, how would that make you feel? The question that I asked on that spot right there. I'm gonna rewind this, right? Because I think Gabe, I think we've talked about this a couple of times already as well.
And my coping when it comes to stress, I'm not like a mean, stressful person or anything. My stress entirely comes from food. So I stress eat. So I'm definitely getting more weight. So I'm falling out of my weight class. So that's
Okay.
affecting me there.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a no-no, right? Because you want to are you still looking to compete? That's why.
Right. I haven't signed up for anything. I compete every September. So I've already competed, but
Okay.
I'm just in the beginning stages of building strength again.
Got you. All right, that makes sense. And I mean, how does it feel like, being able to actually, you said, having more of a work-life balance and eventually not having to wake up at 3 a.m. and actually being able to have more time on, focusing on your competitions and just spending time with the wife as well?
Yeah. Really just diving in and
That question.
You're because you're trying to sell them the results more so. So
That, and why was that question effective?
because it hit his pain points, so he could spend more time with his wife and not wake up at 3 a.m.
Yup. And if you combine all of it, it's it's not just how did it make you feel if you get started with Amazon, right? Because like regular, there's the reason why a lot of sales reps get stuck in a level of like, it's just like they get okay results or okay commissions. It's because they don't know how to ask the right questions or anchor the question correctly, right? So this question, I anchored it where I reminded him why he's getting started, right, on Amazon. And like what you said, the outcome, the pains that he's felt, his wife, right? So it's all combination of one question
It's
that
connected.
help. Yeah, it's like I'm helping him feel it at the same time showing him the outcome of why he should get to the next level, right? So the question is very anchored, like where it's going. It's not very plain, because a plain question would be like, like, so what difference will that make for you if you get you started? I could have just asked that question, right? Because that's essentially what I'm asking. But why did I anchor all that?
To
Why
get
did I
him,
mention all that, right?
to get him emotional, get him
Yeah.
thinking.
Right. So he could feel why he's doing this. He could get inspired. He knows why he's doing it, right? And again, because this is why that questioning is effective, Not only that, it buys you time. So, for example, if you're lost or you're kind of like gathering yourself, the reason why I like doing that as well is it helps me gather my thoughts and asking the next questions. So it gives me time as well to think, right? There's a split few seconds you can think at that window of asking that question.
Yeah.
So while you're asking that question, you're thinking, okay, this guy's this, and that. Now, how do I get this closer to the close, right?
Right.
Being able to do the passions I enjoy and then work on the seller's account when I can, which would be pretty often if I'm able to stay home and work from home and focus on my passions. Because really, I feel like having 6 hours of time to.
Do you guys want me to keep going, or where are you guys at? Or do you guys want to work on some stuff?
Cool. Whatever, man. I'm here to learn.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with keep on going.
Okay, cool. You guys good, or you guys want to work on something else? Keep going. All right.
I gotta jump soon.
All right. You good?
Focus on everything I want to focus on, apart from an actual like job or work, like the seller's account is plenty of time. So
Yeah, 100%. And I'm curious, like, what made you want to start now? Like, what's because you could have done it. You said you've been researching about it 6 months ago. Why now? Why not later? Why not earlier? What made you want to say, okay, I gotta do something about this Amazon business now?
really it was just like outside sources. Two of them came from Salita's profile and another came from just, it was weird, that kind of like a motivational thing. Just like, hey, I was sick of this and I just ended up quitting. Worst decision ever, but found something and just did it. And if other people can do something like that, I'm not quitting my job yet because I need it, but
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
but I feel like I can get there too. If other people can do it, so can I.
100%, man. I mean, seems like, you don't, obviously hard work and the consistency is not a problem for you. I mean, you wake up 3 a.m. in the morning, you still work out, right? So I highly, I have no doubt why it wouldn't work out for you. I mean, like, what's, I don't want to be that guy, but like, let's say worst case scenario, you don't do anything about this. You just stay currently on your current situation, and don't get started with the Amazon business. What would that look like?
Yeah, just currently, if I don't do the Amazon business, I could see my job becoming more like, because I'm a top performer, so they keep giving me more work. So I'd imagine they keep giving me more work, and I'd be spending less time with my family, which could cause a strain with that.
Yeah.
I could keep stress eating, where it could potentially be a hazard to my health, and maybe just even fall out of lifting altogether.
Got you. Yes, and we don't want that, right? I mean, we don't want that result to happen. That's why you started looking into Amazon, so you can actually slowly replace your job, have more breathing room, and actually be more flexible with time.
Yes.
Got you. Do you feel like right now is kind of just the time to put a line in the sand and really commit on getting this Amazon business started, or how do you feel?
100%. Every day I think about it. Like, ever since I submitted for my profile, I've been looking forward to meeting with you. I've been looking forward to doing this interview at 6:40 in the morning with Amazon to get started. So the moment I get the understandings and the intrinsicies of everything, I'm 100% committed to it. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah, Brett.
That draw a line on the sand and commit to this, are willing to do this, right? It's that question. I got that from one of my mentors, Bill Walsh. That's what he used a lot. That question right there.
What I can do for I appreciate your time on being able to wake up on very early. What time zone are you in?
Mountain.
Mountain. Okay. Yeah, I'm at within the time frame of working with us. Does that make sense so far? Just like anything, you'll need to. Yeah, I'm at Pacific.
This is what I'm pitching, right?
Pacific.
So, yeah. So what I can do is I can share you information more about the Salita's mentorship if you're good to go from there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So at this point, again, I wouldn't have even told it. I would have just told him straight on the get-go, like, bro, like, we definitely can help you out. So the way how me and Salita works, or how me and how Salita works and how the mentorship works is X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. So I wouldn't have like asked him that permission at that point. It's just like go straight to it. Because like once you ask that, do you feel like now is the time to really put a line in the sand and really get into Amazon and commit to this? Or how do you feel? Yes. And then 100%, man, I'm the same page as you. That's exactly why we're here in the call. And then I would have started pitching there. But so it doesn't sound like you're selling him something. Still sounds natural.
So, you've been mentioning to me that, you really want to do this. So what's the mentorship entails? It's going to be a one-on-one mentorship with Celita for the next 3 months. So in this time frame, we're literally going to take you from point A, where you're currently at, you're just starting the Amazon sellers account, all the way to point Z, where we can actually start making $6,000 a month and eventually more, right? To 12K a month, scaling it up and having multiple products. To start it off, just like anything, you'll need to, learn more of an understanding on the business model and how it works. We kind of brush that off and, give you the overview on the webinar. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you access to the course where we dive deeper on the 3 different business models. So from the arbitrage, from the wholesaling, and then the retail arbitrage.
I would have made it more short and simple and sweet here on the first pillar, because the way I like pitching is 3 sections. So this first section, what I would have done differently is, so for us to get you started, I know you're in a time crunch here and you want to get started, and this seems like you've been very proactive with getting started your Amazon account setup. Is we're just gonna look over on, make sure that you have the right account details in place so we can get you up and running very quickly. I know the goal right now is to get you 6K a month so we can slowly transition from your current job to actually going all in here and spend more time with your wife and actually spend time when competing, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you a very detailed program that Celita created, where step by step on how you're going to scale your business, and you have just a good foundation on how you can get the Amazon business up and running. Does that make sense? Cool. Then go to the next one. I wouldn't have to do all this tool talk and all these things, because again, the more tool talk, the more uninterested the prospect gets, and the more they're kind of just at simulation, right? So what you want them to go is make them feel alive and make them engage. It makes them very customized for them. That's your main goal in pitching, is make it as customized as possible.
Charge all the way from, just on how it works. So Celita provides your exact process so you can reach 6,000 to 12K a month within the time frame of working with us. Does that make sense so far?
Yes.
So the reason why I do that is the pulse check. Does that make sense so far? So just kind of get him engaged a little bit.
Yeah, and then ultimately, what we're gonna do is to get you just a head start. Right now you're currently in this situation. To get you faster, cut some time off on their product research and all these things. We'll give you 2 products to sell right off the bat to cut off the time, and to just actually get the first sales in the door. Within the first few weeks. Since you already have the seller's account set up, we don't have to worry about that. So we just need to ship out those products over to the prep center and then to Amazon. So this way we'll be able to actually scale faster. Although within the next 3 months we're gonna help you out with getting the 2 products right off the bat, we still want you to acquire the skill of being able to find your own products. So if needed, you always have that skill. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And for how does the dropship company and Amazon know that's your product?
Sorry?
So when you send the products you buy and you send it to the packaging company, how does the packaging company know it's yours and Amazon knows it's yours?
Yeah, so we have the tags, the SKU codes on that as well. So we have our own prep center that we're going to give you access with as well, and that's going to be labeled. So it's make sure that's registered under your seller's account, and then we're going to ship it over to Amazon warehouses. Typically, that time frame takes about 2 weeks on getting the products from a supplier.
So at this point, since it's already a pitch, then it's okay for you to answer questions, because you're around at the end where you're going to drop the price and collect payment. And so you want to make sure, some of the things that he answers now is okay, cool. We can answer that at the same time. Does it make sense? And go to the next pitch, right? Here, it's solid because it wasn't as the beginning. I could have done better. This one is okay. Could be better for sure. But the difference that I would have done now at this point is, and when I asked that, does that make sense? So the next steps is to just get you up and running really fast. Is we give people who gets onboarded in Celita's mentorship 2 products so you can purchase yourself already, so you can get some sales in front of your door, so we can actually help you scale it faster and get you, again, let's mention all the things that's make sure that I know you're working very hard there. It's to just reduce some times and under your on I know because to just reduce some time under your your belt on investing a lot of time in doing product research. So we help you kind of, launch pad your journey in Amazon selling. And that's one of the incentives that Celida gives. Does that make sense? And then go to the next one. Do you see how that can help you out? Does it make sense? And then go to the next one. Again, just make it short and sweet on the pitch, right? And then make it as customized for them as much as possible. Because you don't need to feature stack. That's what a lot of people do. Again, the way I learned this is if you look how Nike pitches their products, they don't talk about how good the foam is. They don't talk about the sole. They don't talk about how nice the product is, where they source the product. They don't talk all of those things. What they literally do is put the product on a feet on someone that you admire. For example, like Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, or Kobe or whatever. They just show you a very commercial based where it can connect to you. Like they show a story of them, working hard or whatever. And at the end, they just say, just do it. They've never talked about the product. They just literally just said, this is the product and this is the guy who's wearing it. So
tell them or show them what they want to hear, pretty much.
Yeah, essentially, right? So the same thing here is you don't want it to sound like you're selling them. You should make it feel like it's for them and that this is extremely exclusive for them.
Okay.
All the way from having every product that you have on the Amazon warehouses.
Okay.
Makes sense. And these, and then to just kind of top it off, one of the biggest things in Amazon is just that you have more of a profitable store is accountability. Like what you've seen how Celida did it. She struggled. Personally for me, I was grateful I had her. Starting off. I mean, the way we have been able to just get great results for the people that we work with so far, and just having insane testimonials is by holding you accountable. So what we do in order to kind of just ensure you get to your goal in the next few months, we'll have a one-on-one weekly call with Celida to just help you out. If you're stuck with anything, you want to have a walkthrough and anything, we'll hop on a call, we'll book in a call and then get you started. And then eventually, right, you're looking for that community as well. We also have a bi-weekly call that we host.
Yeah, again, it's just, just make it more customized for him. He said he needed the guidance and being around people, like the accountability. So I would have mentioned those words that he used at the same time while I'm mentioning the accountability in the community at the end.
With the others we're looking for, and you want to hang up right now. And 10 being, this is exactly what I'm looking for.
I don't do this anymore, but this is still very solid to get a pulse check on people. So I must keep a little bit here.
And what this allows us to do is just kind of provides, we'll definitely have a community around it as well. And then for us, the next few steps is just booking a call with Celida, give you those 2 accounts and get you on board with everything. And yeah, in terms of, what we just heard, we just discussed about the mentorship, I want to ask your opinion, Brett, from scale from 1 out of 10, 1 being this is not what you were looking for and you want to hang up right now, and 10 being this is exactly what I'm looking for, and you feel that we can help you get to eventually $6,000 a month in the next few months working with us.
Yeah, I mean, from just this call alone, I feel like that's an 11 out of 1 or 10.
Gotcha, man. I appreciate that. And I'm curious, what's the main thing that made you say 11, right?
I don't know, just all the questions you're asking and just kind of the reassurance. And I don't know, I just feel like you've been helpful, answered the questions that I was curious about. I'm just, I don't know, I'm grateful to be a part of the program if you guys will have me.
Oh yeah, no, for
So, and then after that, I just collected payment. It was 4,000. I mean,
sure, right. So for us to move forward, what we're gonna do is we'll just book in a call with Celida, and then after this, I'll just need to do send you over the contract, and then the membership does cost money, and all I need is to just process that, and then we can book in a call with Celida. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
All right. So for us to be able to get you started with, it's going to be 4,000, and then it's going to be a one-time payment, and we can get you on board and everything. You can book in the call.
It's how much?
4,000.
And this is just to be a part of the community?
Correct. So it's gonna be a one-time payment, and then we can onboard you with Celida and get you locked in.
Definitely.
Got you. And are you still going to be using the same email?
Yes.
Got you. And then you got the numbers 801-310, correct? And 738.
Correct.
Got you. And all right, I'm ready whenever you are. Are you gonna use debit or credit to process this?
I'm going to use credit, but
Okay.
real quick, before we process this, I just got to ask, how am I going to be sure that this is going to be processed and I never hear from you guys?
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna send you over a DocuSign right now. So we have a contract in place, so to just protect you and also protects us. We actually deliver what we just discussed on this call, and to just protect you as well on you've invested with us and we have the time commitment with you as well.
Definitely.
Sounds good.
Did you
All right.
email that over already?
Yeah.
Or?
Okay. Let me just message Johan to send you that over right now.
Yeah, and then I sent it over, collected the payment, and then book him the call, all that stuff. So again, it's just like making sure the prospect feels comfortable during the call, and it's like very simple, but again, comes with repetition to make it sound natural as possible. But any key takeaways, any thoughts, questions? All right, so that's pretty much it for today's video. Hope you guys found something valuable in that sales call breakdown. If there's one thing that I want you guys to take away from here, especially if you're new to remote sales, is you guys heard my tonality and all those things. My last year sales call, it was a 4K PIF. Nothing is perfect, but if you know exactly where you're at the call, right, and you know what exactly the question to ask, you will close the deal. You know what to move the needle to, right? Tonality, scripts, all those things doesn't really matter. What matters is understanding where you're at the call, right? Are you at the phase where you're trying to figure out, what's the current situation of the prospect, right? Are you at the phase of painting the picture, painting the outcome if you do this X, right? So understanding where you're at the call is very important. And if you don't know that, you can't even get in a good offer yet, right? Or even a decent offer, because if you don't understand that, then how could someone trust you with the lead that they have, right? So if you're new or complete beginner, that's one thing I would focus on. But as you guys seen, I'm not perfect at my sales calls either. There's mistakes. There's a lot of polishes that needs to be done, and essentially it's just repetition, right? And if you do a very latest sales call that I have now, it's completely different, right? It's more natural. It doesn't really sound very rough on the pitch, but again, it's still always going to have mistakes. You're not going to have a perfect sales call. Maybe you do, you'll have one of those days occasionally, right? But eventually you got to understand that sales call is like playing a sport, right? You're never going to achieve perfection. Perfection is a delusion, right? You're always going to have some type of mistakes, but that's okay, right? That's why there's always growth, and this is one of the best sport you could play. I see sales as a sport, right? It's because you can actually grow in it, right? And the more you grow into it, the more money you make. But yes, I hope you guys found something valuable. If you guys haven't subbed yet, let's hit that 1K subscriber. But if you have any key takeaways, I would love to hear it from the comment section as well. Without further ado, that's pretty much it for today's video. Hope you guys found something valuable. Again, I'll leave you guys with the same thing over and over again. Be a creator, not a consumer. Create something today that will inspire you and others. Peace out.